How do you know if you are a black sheep? Well, you probably already feel out of place or like an outcast to some degree, or maybe you're part of a minority group, or you just feel like you can't align with certain values of society and the world. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 5 things that the black sheep often experience in life. Sit tight. I think more people are black sheep than they realize. They just don't realize it or want to admit it. Black sheep, you think, oh, some people will say, oh, I'm chosen for this life to just be the outcast, to go against the norms of society, to not fit in anywhere. But I think a lot of people, they have this feeling within, deep-seated, but maybe they're just in denial of it, or they don't want to admit it, right? So the first thing you may experience as a black sheep, and this could mean that you're part of a certain minority, maybe you feel like the outcast in your family, you just feel like you don't belong somewhere in the world, maybe you feel like you've been misplaced or displaced in this timeline or this life, whatever it is. There's many different ways, I guess, you could describe what a black sheep is. But the first thing is you don't go against the norms necessarily. And one of the experiences as somebody who feels this way is that you have difficulty wearing masks. So there's a lot of people in this world who have no trouble just putting on a mask and being almost like a chameleon and playing in this role in their life. And they can stay that way for many years, maybe a majority of their life, and it doesn't bother them to any degree. Some people, maybe it does bother them, they just don't understand that, realize that it bothers them, because it's like this deep-seated sense of ignorance or denial to some degree. But if you are the black sheep, or you feel uncomfortable putting on masks, you just can't do it, you can't be the chameleon, you can't go along with the norms, this is what makes you different from other people, right? In that you can't be that chameleon. It just feels uncomfortable, unnatural. You can't bring yourself to do it like some people will. So it's not a matter of saying that you or I are better than anybody else. It's just that some people, in their experience, they need to feel more of a sense of importance or identity in their life, because everybody is going through their own experience. So once we start judging that, it becomes a downward spiral. But if you can recognize within yourself and maybe question why you can't just like fit in certain roles or do certain jobs or bring yourself to do this, it's part of a transformative experience. For one, maybe a spiritual awakening, some sort of self-growth that you're going through. So this is your experience, and this is something that you'll find you often go through. Number 2, you often give off oddball energy or awkward energy. You feel awkward maybe in social situations, or you have this sense where you can pick up on this, what people see as a split in reality between this like really dark-seated inner chaos and turmoil and just darkness in the world, mixed with, on the other side, the fluff trying to cover it all up. But you don't necessarily see it as separate. You see it as the fluff trying to cover up the ignorance and that kind of thing, or people being in denial of themselves. So you have a greater awareness, I would say, because you've been in the state of feeling like a minority, or because you've been in the state of not fitting in or questioning norms, that you see things maybe from a bird's eye view, from like you're looking into a window, right, where you're not in it, you're kind of seeing into it, okay? So you see the polarities in life, and how everything, while it seems like polar opposites, is all intermingled anyway, okay? So it's like in an individual, right? We all have deep-seated traumas and darkness and shadows. And then often we do put on a mask, or we try to cover it up with fluff, or, so maybe you don't resonate with things with the fluff of pop culture, right? For example, I don't. I find it kind of like uncomfortable, because I know there's so many other things going on, or people are not really examining themselves to the full capacity. And again, everybody has their own experience, so that's fine. But from my perspective, or maybe from your perspective, it seems uneasy to just live your life in that kind of superficial way. So you may experience this, where you give off kind of this social, awkward, oddball energy. People don't get you. You seem a little weird to others, that kind of thing. Number 3, things fall apart quite frequently in your life, or doors get stuck a lot. So if you've ever tried pulling open a door that's really stuck, it feels very difficult. And it's almost like you go through that in your life, where you go through these periods of really attaching to things, old patterns or whatnot, and trying to force your way through or force it open, right? That kind of thing. But things may fall apart, and you realize later on, after you've been pushing and pulling and using brutal force and all these kind of things, that it doesn't necessarily work. And it's easier to go with the flow, the path of least resistance in your life. Okay? And you realize that when things fall apart, it's usually because you're creating and making room for new opportunities and new things. It's like a recalibration effect in your life. So there's a deeper meaning here when you feel stuck a lot. And you feel stuck a lot because you're a seeker at heart, right? Seeking for the deeper meaning or purpose in your life that maybe others, they just kind of go through the motions and put in the work, right? Brute force and do it. And you feel like you get stuck a lot, and you just can't like quite get there. And eventually things blow up in your face. But then you have the realization that it's only because it's like your body, everything is recalibrating itself. It's reconditioning itself for something else, for something better. Number 4, you may find that old reflections appear, then reappear like a ghost. Old patterns pop up for you. Maybe old insecurities you thought you got over. This is, again, a recalibration effect. Your life, of you going deeper and seeking more, trying to learn the lesson in your life. And sometimes it takes a while, you know? So we have old reflections that are manifesting from maybe old deep-seated insecurities and fears and anxieties that we've held. And it's all part of this process of this lifetime. And whether we chose it or not, I don't know, you know, but it's just something you may go through. And number 5, of being the black sheep, you may feel alone, like a loner. Even if you have friends, you still feel different or disconnected to some degree, like you can't fully resonate. And this is often because, again, we're seekers, or we're trying to understand ourselves and understand the world and how we fit into the world. And you know, when you're in this place, when you've gone through feeling like you just can't go along with the norms, you can't just plop on a mask and go about your day and live your life on this very superficial plane of existence, you will feel kind of outcasted. You will feel alone at times. You will feel like nobody resonates with you, or you can't resonate with anybody else. And often you're seeking or trying to find your own tribe, right? People who will lift you up or understand you. And there comes a time where you go through a lot of periods where you don't have that, and you're kind of left to your own devices, or you're left with like just you and your journal, notebook, and you're writing your thoughts down and stuff. So these are all signs that they're not a bad thing. They're not a good thing. You know, it's just part of, I think, the process of being in the experience of maybe living life as more of a black sheep or minority, or someone who at times can feel inferior to, not necessarily inferior, but different from just the systematic programming around you. And you can recognize that, you know, and kind of put yourself in it when you need to be in it, but then pull yourself back out of it, like when you go home, you know what I mean? It's just like this different way, or this different vibe. Okay, because we all have our innate way of being in life, and some of us are in different tiers. I think different layers of existence. And again, not good or bad, it's just how it is. So I hope this video resonated at least a little bit. Let me know if you feel this way, if you feel kind of that you don't necessarily align to the collective majority of people, places, things around you, and how you cope with it, how you deal with it, how you understand it, what you think it means, whether it means anything at all or whether it means nothing, where we're just kind of born the way we're born, okay? So anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.